Welcome to Final Fantasy 15 Part 31, and we're still here in Greyshire Glacial Grotto. And we were still fighting in the middle of battle, and we have to move because the goblins that we're fighting just all of a sudden vanished off of the screen, and we got a low grade because of it. Or should I say the imps. They're still goblins, basically. The difference is they're snipers. Oh yeah, and I'm swinging my sword violently because of the fact that the TV changed channel. Again. But it stops after a... Oh! Bastard. Seriously? That one goblin just... No, that one imp, sorry, just popped right in. Yes, this game has pop-in issues, and as you can clearly see, the goblins that I mean the imps, I keep calling them goblins. Well, they're basically another type of goblins, but still, the imps that I was fighting just all of a sudden popped out and then popped back in, and it was considered that I left the battle. That was retarded. I do believe they patched some of this stuff up, but not all of it. Now it's time to shimmy across the... Prompto, get out the way. Get out of the way, Prompto. Seriously, dude. I'm gonna walk far away and you just get out of the way. Thank you. Don't you get in my way too, Gladio.
Watch your
But if there's anything that's more aggravating than trying to climb up an area where you need to press A, and every time you press A you jump, it's one of your friends getting in the way like you just saw. No, I'm not pissed off. I just thought that was really aggravating of what Prompto did. He just delaying progress like that. All the weird stuff just tend to happen to me. Oh, and you want to know what? I just found out something about those Cactuar back in Part 4. They were actually part of a time quest. So, yeah.
How about this? That wasn't so hard.
It was kind of amazing that that happened. Also, we ran into a pack of Flan, or was that Slime? I think that was Flan. But be careful, we got ourselves a new enemy that's going to appear here, and that new enemy is Samurai, which is the start of Samurai type enemies in this game. And my god, if you do not have death-defying items or eat a death-defying lunch before coming to any area where Samurai would be, you're in for a world of hurt, because some of these Samurai types will stab you and can instantly KO Noctis. Case in point of what's about to happen. Because if you don't block in time, well, that happens. Sometimes that will equal instant death and you gotta use a Phoenix down to save yourself. Other times, well, you could actually counter it and stun the Samurai. But I managed to save myself this time around by getting off of this sword easily. But yes, these things impale Noctis, and sometimes they kill him. Which you only have a limited amount of time to use a Phoenix down before you die, and it's a game over. So bear that in mind.
We're almost there. We gotta be, right?
So just shimmy across, and you won't be able to walk for it anyway, because they don't let you fall off in the cliffs. No matter how much it looks like you can't fall off the cliff. So now we've come to the end part here, and now we need to set up some Elemancy because we're about to run into some Mindflayers. And for those of you who are not familiar with Mindflayers, back in Final Fantasy 12, these things... The Mindflayer was an actual annoying hunt where you had to be at reduced health in order for the Mindflayer to appear. I'm trying to remember because it's been so long since I played Final Fantasy 12. and its first appearance was the Hine Mine. Yeah, I'm right. The Mind Flayer was actually there in the Hine Mine, and you had to be at reduced health for the Mind Flayer to appear. That's what it was. But here, there's 3 of them. And also, by the way, Mind Flayers actually debuted in Final Fantasy III. No, wait, it's 2. Never mind. It's Final Fantasy II that Mind Flayers debuted. And God, they are annoying in 2. Because they appear randomly and they're very strong and they have a lot of magic. Here, this is their deadliest incarnation. And as soon as I'm finished Elemancy, I'm trying to figure out which one that I want so badly. Either Poison Cast or, I'm actually trying to find a, Shahagan Feather, or wait, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. A Shahagan Fin. I think that'll work just fine. No, the other one. No, up there, that one. Take that. And let's Elements that. Okay, just craft it, damn it. Now, we've got ourselves about 18 dual casts, which we could use right about now. And I'm going to switch out unicast with dual cast and prepare for battle and try to make this quick. Because the Mind Flayers, just like the Samurai, can drain all of your health really fast if you're not careful. I got rid of the slime that's there in the process too. Yeah, bear in mind these things come with slime. Also, make sure you dodge because they have an attack that grapples you, drains all your health, and if you're not careful, like so, it can lead to your death or being in danger. And also be careful because they can confuse you too. Oh, and they just caused me to be KO'd. Because they just started draining more health energy from me. But that's okay. Another magic and they were down for the count. And with that, we won't be going that way because we don't have the key for that yet. But at least I'll show that off once we're finished going in here. And the reason why I'm delaying and going in here because of the fact that, well, there is going to be a part where I stop at the 10-minute mark. So I'm gonna sit out here and we're going to wait, or are we just gonna take the Kingsword? Okay, we're just gonna take the Kingsword. And this is a bow and arrow. You think this is a double bulge? No, this is actually a bow and arrow. So yeah, Noctis now has 4 Kingswords. Not just that, he also has the ability for Armature. And Armature is the best thing you could possibly have. It's better than Summonings. Armature, you have a meter that goes around your weapons that you have. I mean, the weapon item list. Okay, the weapon icons, there. It goes around it. And if you press LNR, you go into a little berserk mode where you start randomly throwing out all your Kingswords at your enemies. But for the time being, I'm going to stop talking because there's a cutscene coming up right about now. Well, give me a second though. I'm going to not exit out because I'll explain further later.
Noct, you okay?
What did I... Where was that?
What is it?
A hole in the ground. Something burning. The meteor?
You saw the disc of Kothis.
And that is our next destination, the Disc of Kothis. And by the way, in case anybody's wondering about the migraine headaches that Noctis has, every time a king of Lucius dies, he has to go through the trial of actually gaining the power of the Six in order for him to claim his righthood as king. So that's the whole gist of what's going on there. But I'm showing off the vault because this is where the vault is located. I am, however, going to mention this.
What's this?
What's what?
This supposed to keep
There
us
will
out?
come a time that later on, you'll end up getting a stronger version of armature where you can actually equip what Kingsword you could put in for the armature attack. That will happen later on in the game, but right now, if you have armature, it would be in your best interest to put whatever AP you have, excuse me, sorry, it'll be in your best interest to put whatever AP you have into your armature on the ascension table so it can actually help you out, because armature is really darn good at this point, and you really do need to actually have it to where you will be able to use armature and gain more meter for your armature as fast as you possibly can, because that move is a lifesaver. And if you do get enough AP to break the limit, by all means, that move is a lifesaver. You could use it at any time and it will be helpful towards you. Alright, lastly, anything else that I need to say about armature? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. It'll come to a part where you'll be able to actually use it, and it'll actually demonstrate how it's being used, and that'll be in chapter 4, but not right now. It's just there, but not right now. That's the thing. When you get new abilities, you don't actually be able to use them until the situation calls for them in a later chapter. Something that can be irksome. But the task at hand here, we came over to this hotel because we are in the middle of the night and we don't want to get beat up by demons again. So let's go on ahead and let's rest. It'll be the end of this day, but it's okay. At least we get experience points for everything we just been through. So, let's see. What are we going to put on our photo book list?
In an ugly sort of way.
Yeah. Grotto sometimes can't take pictures to save his life. Okay, that looks cool. I'm gonna save that picture.
With nasties.
Actually, that looks even cooler. Or maybe I'm not gonna save it. Oh well. What I am gonna do is head over to Hammerhead and change this car, because yeah, after we're done here and after we go back to Lestallum, we're going to be going into chapter 4. So we might as well do that now. Because yeah, we can actually do that before we proceed to chapter 4, but it'll come to a point that you won't be able to do that if you go near your car, because if you go near your car, it's gonna probably try to lock you out of, no wait, hold on. No, it's going near Arden's car, it'll lock you out of the game. If you go near your car, you can just teleport over to Hammerhead. That's what it is. I almost said some misinformation there, my bad. But so long as you don't actually converse with Arden, because there'll be a point where you have no choice but to do so, you'll be able to do whatever you need to do for chapter 3, and you'll still be in chapter 3. But if you converse with Arden, you'll be whisked away into chapter 4 no matter what you do. Oh, excuse me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. It was a cable salesman. I had to tell him to leave because the cable services that he was handing me, the cable provider, okay, I might as well not beat around the bush. It was a Spectrum salesman. Bright House switched over to Spectrum. I still owe Bright House money, and I couldn't use their service, so I sent them away. I still couldn't use their service anyway because I have Frontier on my house. So I had to send them away. Anyway,
Great range of wares here.
Paradise for a technophile.
now
like
back
you.
to the playthrough at hand. Let's go on ahead and switch over the Regalia Type D. Because after all,
Some folks scavenge old
we
clunkers for scraps,
need
but
a
ain't anyone
faster
can use
Regalia
them
in
anymore.
order for us
Lot
to
of good
keep
parts
up
going
with
to waste
Arden.
these days.
Again, I keep repeating this, but I have tried to keep up with Arden in the Dune
I'll
Buggy,
get
or
right
should I
on
say
it.
Monster Truck, but it did not work. I had multiple game overs because of that. So I'm
Happy
switching the
trails,
Regalia
y'all.
over back to the original. Now then, where is the Regalia? There it is. It just popped right in. What is with the poppin'? Enough about that. Let's head back to Lestallum. We can use the quest or we can use the parking lot. It doesn't matter. Either way, we're spending 10 gil and we're fast traveling over to Lestallum. Yeah, there's a massive loading screen too. Oh, now it's my phone. Sorry about that. There's a massive loading screen, and I really should have cut that out. But it's going by quicker than what it normally does, at least. Anything else that I need to say about this part? Oh yeah, that's right. In order to start the events leading up to Chapter 4, we will have to at least talk to either Jared or Iris, one of the two. Something will happen where I may inadvertently trigger the cutscene late, but normally that cutscene activates either A, when you set foot in Lestallum, or B, no wait, in Lestallum's Inn, or B, talk to one of the three people that are there. It can be wonky at times. I'm not sure why it does that, but it does. And you'll see when I get over the Lestallum once we get out of the loading screen. At least for the most part, we're all healed up and we're all getting ready to go on to our next adventure.
Our supply of curatives.
Gotcha.
Now, that also means that we don't have to worry about buying any food from that guy who offers free samples. Wait, we're not buying free samples. I forgot. It's free samples. I can be an idiot sometimes. But at least we don't have to get free samples to heal ourselves. We're automatically healed as it is. So, with that said, let's try to get over to the inn. And wait a minute, I thought I just saw something shiny on the ground. And I just passed it up! What the hell was I thinking?
Man, that hurts.
Another headache.
Yeah, I passed up something shiny. Oh well. I didn't see it at the time, but I'll probably get it later. So let's head over to the Lestallum Inn, and oh yeah, it was a 10-minute mark, so that's why they popped in like that. That was on me, or should I say the DVR recorder.
A charming town, if a little warm for my tastes.
Prince Noctis! Welcome back.
Your story came to a happy end.
Well, well.
Now, normally if we approach Talcott, by the way, this is where the cutscenes should activate. If we approach one of these two, normally if we approach one of them, the cutscene would activate. But for some reason,
We owe you, Talcott.
You're welcome.
Splendid.
There it is.
Not unlike you and your father when you were little.
Not again.
What's the matter? You all right?
So?
He'll be fine, don't worry. But we ought to take a closer look at this so-called disc.
Then look no further than the Outlook. We can use the viewer things.
No substitute for being on site, but it would be a start. Let's see what we can glean of Noct's condition.
And this is where we're going to end the part. Before we actually look at the viewfinder, we're going to stop right here because the next part will lead directly into Chapter 4. So what can we expect? Another return from Arden, I do believe. That's something we could definitely expect. So with that said, this is RVman985. See you guys the next time when we end Chapter 3 and start Part 4 by driving. Take care.